And because of this understanding of the power of the Christianity, how it came from Christianity, and not only from Protestant and capitalism, really from much earlier Christianity, and also by understanding that Marxism itself is kind of a branch of St. Paul communities and all that. So it's like he's already inside the discourse. I think that the group that were connected somehow to Hannah Arendt, and I think that for Hannah Arendt it was so important to go to the Eichmann trial and report from there, because for a second there was an option that we shouldn't give up, a post-secular option in a way, an option that already know that the secular discourse is a really Christian discourse in a way, that the merge of the Jews and the Muslims in Palestine and Israel can give an option that will be neither reactionary Muslims that serve the West, neither the West itself. And I think that one of the reasons that those refugees, and this description of Hannah Arendt, it's like a prophecy, like those people who live that don't have even a land to try to build their own land. At least in the past, people could go to Australia. Now all those refugees, there are people without land and there is no any land available. Right. And so they are refugees in their own land. I think that one of the reasons so many forces are fighting against this option of this Israel-Palestine as one state is because these things can work as a totally radical action against the tyranny of the Islamic world and against the control of the American of using small countries as their front for colonialism. And that's what you see, this collaboration of Saudi Arabia and America to try to destroy and the nice part was that when I met a Muslim Sheikh, he told me, you don't have memory. We together should protect Jerusalem from them. And he meant the Christian. And somebody in this insight, I thought he got something that he wasn't totally aware of.
Yeah, that's a very complex remark. I'm accordingly difficult to give a very straight and straightforward answer. But first, I don't think that Christianity is something bad, nor do I think that Islam is something bad, nor do I think that Jewish monotheism is something bad. All three of them, constitute the trials of the Abrahamic monotheisms. They are monotheists, and they probably are unthinkable without one another. So even Christianity is unthinkable without Islam. According to my knowledge of philosophy, of the history of philosophy alone, philosophy as we know it wouldn't exist without the great Arab philosophers. And that is something that is being discovered only very recently, believe me. During the past about 40 years or so. I don't think, as you have suggested, that Hannah Arendt is taking a non-Christian step when she asks, instead of just affirming certain human rights, the question concerning the right to have rights. This is an utterly traditional gesture of transcendentalist philosophies. A good philosopher always asks the question, on what basis do you ground the claims you are making there? If you determine essence as such and such, how can you do it? On what basis are you proceeding? And this is exactly the question that I hesitate to insist that it is possibly, even possible, that it is a Christian move, the move towards some universal principle like love or faith or hope and so forth and so on. But it certainly is not a move away from Christianity. I like your remark very much that Marx, in his text about the Jewish question, was as much of a Jew as he was a Christian. Maybe even more of both, may have been more of both than many others. A merger, as you suggested, between Israel and Palestine, well, yes, would be great, but how can you bring it about without any international, supranational institution that has executive force? The UN is not going to do that because, well, you know the answer better than I. So there is no international community, no transnational community that is going to implement this kind of connection because the rift between Israel and Palestine is running through the international political community as well.
We'll continue
later.
You have 10, 12, 15 more questions.
And this rift, I mean, is the whole question. How is it possible for such a thing to occur and remain and stay for a century?
Professor Hamacher, I recognize you always like the long answers, but with so many questions, we can
be very laconic.
Collect now, yeah, be laconic. Okay.